Hey guys, how's it going? Can you guys hear me? Let me double check something here. Um, mm, so, like the video if you haven't already. Hold on. How am I sounding? Let's see. Hope I don't sound like far away, but oops. Um, that was that was okay. Hey y'all, how's it going? How are things? Happy Friday. Wanted to come on live. Been meaning to come on for a while. Let me see. Been wanting to come on for a while, and you know, I'm just gonna hop right into it. So today's live is gonna be on escaping the Dusty Massacre. Only way out is through the level up, right? Because if y'all have been on the internet for the past couple of weeks, one YouTuber that I absolutely love, her name is Shira7. She's been blowing up on TikTok. Even when I'm on TikTok, I can't scroll past a couple videos without seeing one of her clips, right? And you know, she's got a lot of new followers, as she should. I've been listening to her on and off for a couple of years, for like the past 5 years. So it's amazing that a lot of other young women are finding her and subscribing and listening to her. Very much so long overdue. But along with more women in general just coming out with higher standards and demanding better, or just in general not settling for anything less, you're going to have a lot of other people, especially men, who aren't the target, who don't meet the standard, to come on and, give their rebuttals, talk their trash. And now what we're seeing is an entire Dusty massacre. And I wanted to come on and talk about this in general because I did upload a couple short TikToks yesterday. One of them was of Steve Harvey, and he was basically addressing the "What do you bring to the table?" question. I don't know if you guys have seen it for those who are subscribed, but let me go ahead and uh, we're just going to look at it briefly so that you guys who haven't seen it can know what I'm talking about. And the video itself that I uploaded is doing, I guess, okay, like compared to my other shorts I uploaded. It's not doing too bad.
To the table. The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job. This generation today, these young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with? What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job. This generation.
Okay, so I kind of let that play twice so you guys can see the full video, but I don't see anything wrong that Steve Harvey said, and a lot of people in the comments, a lot of guys rather, are talking about Steve Harvey's previous marriages, talking about how Lori Harvey, a daughter that I don't think that's his biological daughter, but took her in and raised her, saying that Lori Harvey doesn't have these types of standards that she's get passed around and blah 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 yada yada yada. It's just it's wild to me because there are men in these comments on this video I uploaded literally arguing that women should do more than or do more to prove their value outside of just giving birth and having kids and raising kids and the housework and everything. So you have men today that all they want to do is their same job they've been doing since the beginning of time, which is working, if they even can do that. That's all they want to do. That's all they believe they have to prove. But you, as the woman, you have to do more than just, you know, what your role has been since the beginning of time. You have to do more than that. Now, one of the guys in the comments were saying that it doesn't have to just be financial. It's not just about the money and how much money you bring, but it's also about the attitude and how you make him feel emotionally. But a woman doesn't have that much power over a man's emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of coming on here and seeing guys say things like, you know, seeing guys say things basically describing themselves as emotionally unavailable, emotionally just not equipped for a relationship, and expecting some superwoman to come out of the sky and zap all of their mental and emotional issues away to make them perfect partners. Like, it doesn't work like that. If you have trust issues as a man, if you have, anger issues and things like that, no woman is going to come into your life and take away those issues. I literally just got done blocking a dude, right? That I met at church. Okay, I met him at church. He approached me. This was Easter Sunday. He took me out, got to know him a little bit, found after like two or three conversations, found out he had a lot of issues, okay? He needed some help. And he basically said that he has trust issues. He didn't say this himself, but through all the things he was telling me, I was able to conclude that he does have a lot of triggers. And yet he thought that I would be the type of woman that could help him. I would be the type of woman that can inspire him to do better. And don't get me wrong, femininity and feminine women are inspirational, but that doesn't mean I can inspire a bum to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? Like, my inspiration, a woman's inspiration only works if a guy is already in a position to be the best that he can be. Okay. I can't turn dust into ice cream or something. Like it just doesn't work like that. Okay. And I don't know if he was implying that I could help him build or whatever, but I can't help you build your character. I can't help you build a new temperament. I can't help you. I can shoot. Look, if anything, and maybe I can help you build a new style. And I think I can only do that by sending you pictures of what other men are wearing. That's about all I can do. And I can tell you buy clothes that look like this. Like, that's about it. But the internal things that make you a man and shape you to just in general be a good human being, I can't help you with that. And no woman has that type of capability, and it's okay that you don't. So these guys want to get on here and talk about all the things that are wrong with the women that are around them, making it seem like there is some magical area where perfect women exist that don't, like, make men angry, that don't uh, make men get an attitude or don't make men violent. And that's just not the case. If you have a bias against the people that are around you, you just have that bias, and it doesn't matter what those people do. They'll always be seen as a trigger or a problem for you. And it's not until you get around a whole nother environment, a whole nother group, where you can finally start being your best self. And this is what I'm starting to see with a lot of the guys that disagree with the things that Steve Harvey say, that disagree with being 100% providers. They want to say men today, or I'm sorry, they want to say women today aren't worth it and all this other crap. And it's not that women today aren't worth it. You have a bias against women. You went through a heartbreak, your mama issues, whatever the case is. But that is why you don't see the good in any women around you. This is why passport bros want to go all the way out the country just to do some basic stuff, right? And they claim they're doing it because they'll get respect and all this other stuff. Well, it's just like, of course you'll get respect in an area of poverty as a person who has the ability to buy a hamburger or something. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of respect in those types of places because they can't even do anything for themselves. So your McDonald's eating self is going to get a lot of respect and recognition in those areas. But here in your own environment, you're not all that because you could be doing more. Matter of fact, there's opportunity for you to do more. So you blatantly choosing not to do it says a lot about you versus the resources that you have to offer. Like all the men in these comments, in my comments, y'all, there's been men in my comments for days. Like all, I post things for women, and yet these dusties literally come in my comments thinking that they know something they do not. And all the time they spend writing up these comments about how women are this, y'all don't deserve this. Y'all could be applying for jobs. Y'all could be taking these letters that you're typing and make it into a cover letter to put it in a job application for more income so that you can become the man you truly want to be, so that you can get the type of woman that you want. So it's a big time dusty massacre out here. It's a big time dusty massacre out here. There are men talking about how, at the end of the day, they don't want to do anything extra than what they're doing. Like I remember looking at some, this was like months ago, looking at some kind of manosphere video, and basically they were trying to convince the women that you need to deal with the guy being dusty. You need to deal with the guy not wanting to do better. You need to deal with that because that's all that's available. And the funny thing is women don't have to deal with anything. Nowhere in this nation are women supposed to be with guys who quite literally are telling you they don't want to do better for their own selves? They don't want to compete in the global market for resources. They don't want to do anything, but yet they want to have this happy go lucky white picket fence family, faking like everything's okay. And it's not. It's not okay. You're not going to get that. To have a good family, to have a good wife, happy kids, that takes, it takes resources. It doesn't just take a good person and good people within your family to create that type of environment, but it also takes resources to even set yourself up to, not be stressed all the time, to not be, working hard all the time, and then your work is going to waste, which makes you angry and frustrated. So these Dusties don't want to think about that. They want to think about how they just want women to act right. But in return, as a woman, you don't really get anything. You don't get a provider. You don't get a man with even a good attitude. Because there are plenty of men with resources, but they're still stingy. They still have bad attitudes. Maybe they received a lot of rejection or bullying when they were younger. So now they have this overall vengeance towards any and everybody, and those men aren't good either. So it's like everything that Steve Harvey is saying, he's really on point. Men today don't bring a lot to the table. And if you guys were looking at my um, community tab, hold on, you'll see, you guys can see this, the New York Post. I posted this. The New York Post, young men experiencing erectile dysfunction at record rates due to, how to block it out, but due to adult, you know, entertainment websites, right? And it's like, it's like this is all that men are offering today. Really, really nothing. They're offering you views on your OnlyFans. That's about all I'm seeing. That's about it. Look at this guy, this young guy. He's not even hideous. Like, he's attractive, he's young. So if he just took more care of himself, got in the gym, got his grown man stuff on, he would be really, like, cute, like much more cuter. But he is cute right here, but he has the potential to really be up there, really be an attractive guy. And he says, I wasn't really motivated to actually pursue a real relationship or even talk to women because I was just getting my fix through corn. It was impacting me socially, it was impacting me in my relationships. Like, this is weird. 22 years old. Gianfranco Martinez, 22 years old, saying that he didn't care to pursue a real relationship because of the videos he was watching of women on the internet. Okay, this is weird. Like, this is what women have to deal with today, the everyday woman. These are everyday men. Okay, these aren't like some special guys that are located in a special area. These guys are out here walking around, floating through life, coming in front of you, and this is what they're doing behind the scenes. And this is why they don't really value women anymore. Right now, part of this is to blame on those women who are participating in these types of videos, taking these types of pictures, like, obviously. But at the end of the day, that market wouldn't even be what it is if men weren't watching that, if men weren't even interested in that. And there are other societies in the world where they do block out stuff like this. There's all kinds of countries where you can't just log on and watch this stuff for the free all day and all night. I think, doesn't China have like a rule where young boys can't play video games for a certain amount of time or something like that? Like, they have a time limit on TikTok. They have like, they have time limits on stuff. Like, it's not that accessible because it will literally degenerate society. Right. And this is the same for video games, but I don't even want to that's a whole nother discussion on the video game stuff, right? And so the next slide is this psychotherapist. He says corn addiction can lead to desensitization to, you know, blank stimuli, which can decrease arousal and lead to difficulties achieving and maintaining and, you see the word, the E word, in a man. If my primary source of arousal is constantly looking at 50 images a day or 1,000 images a day, I no longer become that interested on an individual basis. And this is absolutely true. This is absolutely true. I had a boyfriend like when I was 22 years old. I wouldn't say he was a dusty, but he was very cheap. He didn't want to like go anywhere nice and whatever. Whatever. I was like 22. And anytime we did have some kind of physical intimacy, he could not maintain himself. It was always an issue. And come to find out, he had a crazy adult entertainment addiction on his computers, on his phone. Like, it was insane. I didn't really know about this. And then when I found out, I guess back then I didn't really care. I mean, adult entertainment, it's not something that's like a deal breaker for me in a relationship. But if it's crazy, like to the point where you now want me to get involved with you and all this stuff, that's a problem. But now that I know better in general, a man that just watches this too much is still an issue for me. But back then, if it was okay for me back then, if it just didn't get too serious. But it definitely affected our relationship, is what I'm trying to say. It definitely affected how he acted around me and other women. And I have noticed, like, in other men, that can't look me in the eye, or they're very nervous and timid in a basic conversation. It does kind of give off to me that, like, he must have a different view and perspective of women in general. I mean, you can't maintain eye contact with a woman. You're stuttering a lot, you're muzzle mouthed when you're talking to a woman. Basic conversation, I would suggest, I mean, I'm not saying with every single man, but every single man I have come across who has those types of mannerisms, something ain't right with how he views women. And he might have an adult entertainment addiction or watch it way too much, to the point where when he sees women in real life, he can't look at them in a respectable manner because he was up all night and up all the previous nights looking at women in all types of crazy positions and situations. Hey, Unknown. Hey, Jay Mensa. Great points. Thanks for creating this pro divestment channel. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I got a lot of new subscribers, so everyone, welcome. This is a pro Black woman channel, but definitely I'm pro divestment. I'm pro swirling. I'm pro best man for the job. I'm pro whatever a Black woman needs to do for herself to accelerate and be the best that she can be. Corn addiction broke his winky at 22. Girl, like, it's crazy. It's sad. And these are the same guys that will be in the comments as well, trying to talk about how women basically need to do more and be better. But y'all are, oh God, y'all wouldn't even know what to do with the type of woman that you say you want coming into your life. If you were to meet her within the next hour, y'all wouldn't know what to do. But y'all always know what to do when you log into OnlyFans. Y'all know what to do when you go onto your favorite adult entertainment website. Y'all know what to do when that subscription payment is coming through. Y'all make sure you got money in there for that. So, but after all of that, this is the result: broken body parts. Hey, Black woman making money. Corn is very serious addiction. It is. It's a very big industry. It makes a lot of money. And, I was thinking about it the other day, like watching the news and stuff and watching what's happening in our government and the type of laws and the type of bills that are getting passed. And, they're talking about banning TikTok, and certain states are restricting TikToks on government phones and stuff like that. But has anything came up regarding the adult entertainment industry, some type of block, some type of ban, some type of something? I mean, they want to ban TikTok, but I don't recall in recent years, since I've been involved in the news and stuff and actually keeping up over the past couple of years, I don't recall any type of restrictions happening for adult entertainment websites at all. If any of you ladies have, you know, been around longer than me and maybe you know of any, I'd love to know, because I haven't seen anything. But yet the ban of TikTok is becoming huge and was such a major topic. But TikTok, and there's negatives to everything, but TikTok, I don't believe, is a negative to the point where people can't have physical intimacy with each other anymore. Like, that is something I believe adult entertainment is doing, which really affects us as a society overall. Another good reason to only date men with real motivation to pursue a relationship. Pleasurable relations are part of a healthy marriage. Yeah, exactly. Physical intimacy is very important. And if we have a group of young men, really, and it's spreading to being all age groups of men, but particularly the younger men, because they're the most impressionable and they're the ones who are really clinging on to this new wave of seeing intimacy in a virtual sense instead of a physical, real life, individual sense. It's going to be detrimental to all forms of relationships moving forward, I would even go as far to say our population will decrease because people are more interested in seeing physical intimacy on their screen instead of experiencing it themselves to create that relationship, to have children. And it's all going to go downhill. Like everything, what is the word? Domino effects, right? Everything comes down. So, the adult entertainment industry and these adult entertainment like addictions that these young men are having, they're not healthy for anybody. They're not healthy for anyone at all. And I think a guy, he made a comment on this post and he asked, "How is this good news for women?" And shout out to Elegant Empress for responding to him. But this isn't good news for women, right? Obviously, this isn't good news for women that younger men are having physical issues because they're watching too much adult entertainment. This isn't good news for women, but this also goes to show you that the men who are on here talking about what women need to work on and what we need to do, and modern women this and modern women that, there still are no reports coming out that talk about women in this manner. There's no reports coming out that talk about women are unable to do the most basic thing that human beings have been doing since the beginning of time because they're playing too many video games, because they're watching too much adult entertainment. Us as women are natural social creatures. We're natural emotional creatures as well. So there's really nothing that can be shown to us on a screen that we can watch every day that can make us no longer want to seek relationships, no longer want to be out and about with our friends, our family, our loved ones. That's not how we operate. Men operate more in a sense of they don't wear their emotions out there like that, like women do. And I think it's a good thing that men are more of the logical side because, that makes them better leaders versus being so emotional. But I don't think it is good for women to be less emotional to the point where you're like neglecting yourself. Like, obviously, don't live your life with your emotions controlling every single thing you do, but at the same time stay true to how you feel and make sure that you're doing things that add joy and peace to your life, because as a woman that's going to be the substance of what makes you a good human being overall, right? So this isn't good news for a woman, but this also lets you know that the men who are commenting things about what women need to work on, there are literal studies and reports by doctors and peer-reviewed journals being written about young men who have a lot to work on, and if they don't, we're really going to see a bad effect of this in the years to come, right? And there's like a lot. Like I can So I was also on Twitter as well. So this is the what is this third thing? I was also on Twitter. Hold on, let me switch things up here. For those who don't know already, what the hell is going on? My Twitter is annoying. Oh, I gotta log in. Oh, this is annoying. But for those who don't know already about the passport bros, I know um, a lot of them have been receiving heat lately. They're not really, from the things that I've seen, what's happening? This is stupid. From the things that I've seen, it doesn't seem like they're getting and or doing all the things that they say they want to do, right? It seems like they're losing. It seems like they're getting into some trouble and stuff like that. Are you guys okay? So, the person who claimed to be like the passport bro leader, Austin Holloman, he tweeted something pretty interesting a couple of days ago. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Um, This is it. So he tweeted this: if you hate black women and or think they're the same worldwide, and if you aren't willing to change your mind, unsubscribe from me right now. So this is an interesting tweet because the passport bro movement is literally, about escaping evil, malicious black women that can't do nothing for you and going across the world to find women who will just show you basic respect. And they're able to do that, by the way, because they don't know that man's history, because they've been living across the world. So, but it's almost like a lot of these guys are changing their pace, right? They're changing their pace, they're changing their tone. You have half of them that are wreaking havoc in the Dusty Massacre. Then you have a few of them that are trying to save themselves because I'm eating fluffy peanuts. But you have the other half of them trying to save themselves, trying to rebrand and now say that women aren't the problem. They're not all the same. There's good women out there and blah blah blah. And these men are now trying to kind of change their flow, change their tune. But let me tell you why this isn't going to work out for them, because they're going to now look fraudulent. They're going to look like grifters. They're not going to be taken seriously. They already aren't being taken seriously, which is why they're trying to change their flow. But now passport bros are now advocating for black women. Just now it's not American black women. Now it's like this guy was in Brazil. He got in some legal trouble in Brazil. He went to Thailand and got some kind of stomach poisoning or something, and now he's in Africa around all these beautiful black African women, and he's so happy, and now saying that he's always loved black women. He just didn't like the ones that were around him. But if you're a creep, you're a creep. He's been to 3 different countries and still ain't found no wife. 3 different countries. How are you going to be a person talking about you're trying to find a spouse overseas, go to 3 whole different countries for months and weeks at a time, and you're still not finding anyone, and you're not finding anyone at your home? The problem is you. You're a weirdo. You're a weirdo, right? So let me share this article with you guys as well. You guys may have heard about this, but the FBI is saying that certain words used online by men are, associated with incels, and that this could be, some kind of a threat, that these guys who are using this language are threatening, because apparently all the men who have been causing violence, all the single men that have been causing violence, once they go into their phones and their computers and see what they've been looking at that possibly inspired them to commit such horrible crimes, they're seeing that they're involved in these incel communities. Wasn't there was one guy that shot up something, and they went into his computer and saw that his last video he watched before he committed this crime was a Kevin Samuels video. So the FBI is not playing any games. Like, they're really out here trying to. Hold on, you guys can't really see that. They're really out here trying to catch these guys on the internet who are just talking trash about men, who are talking trash about other men that are doing better than them, and other men who actually can provide and are desirable. And they're tracking them and saying that they're a violent group, and warning everyone to keep an eye out for these men, because these men will come online. Now, this is all part of the Dusty Massacre. Okay, they will come online and basically say that everyone else is the problem everywhere that they're at except for them. Okay, that women need to be fixed, other men who are doing their job need to be fixed, their mama did something wrong, she need to be fixed. Like, it's really just a bunch of crap, and they're becoming a violent, hateful group that need to be watched, because it's like, how can you have that much vitriol towards society? Okay, how can you have that much vitriol? All right, it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. How can you have this much vitriol in a society that's really not doing nothing to you? You're just mad that you're not winning. Keep in mind, we live in a capitalistic society. That means you have to compete for resources here. That means if you lose, you lose. And it doesn't have to be fair. It just has to be legal, but it doesn't have to be fair. All right. If you're slipping, if someone is overhearing your conversation and your new business deal and they take a step on it ahead of you and they end up getting the resources, it is what it is. Like, you should have been more private. You should have had things in motion. You should have filed some documents, copyrighted your stuff, trademarked, and all that. That's your issue. Stop expecting things and people to be fair to you. They are not. They are not. So, that is what the FBI is considering a lot of men, like the mindsets of a lot of them in these incel communities that are using these terms that are causing all of the violence, right? The vernacular. The vernacular flag is common in internet parlance, but it is nonetheless interesting to know the FBI is using popular phrases to potentially track incels moving from online circles to real world violence. The FBI did not reveal any information about how or where the FBI tracks these movements. YouTube, Reddit, um, Facebook groups, Facebook forums. However, the documents also discuss racially or ethnically motivated violent extremism and note the prevalence of Nazi symbols and anti Semitic languages within that community. So, this whole line right here is also saying that the men want to destroy their own communities, or they want to destroy communities that they believe are stupid or something. Like, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that the FBI literally has a report saying that there are a group of men online looking to destroy parts of their own community simply because of the race or of the ethnic background and no other reason, right? And they're now saying we need to watch these people in real life. Because everyone says it's just the internet, it's just social media. Guys, this is how ideas get started. This is how people gather and construct up a plan to go out and execute it. The internet is just a tool for that, but it's always been that way. 100, 200 years ago, people have always gathered in some way using some entity behind the scenes, sending letters, having private meetings, underground hideouts, or whatever, to meet together to talk about the issues and to talk about their plan on how they're going to take over, how they're going to disrupt society, and in general be violent. That's always happened. And the only difference today is we just have technology doing it. We have people, guys, these violent guys coming up with these stupid names, talking about all the things they want to do to women, all the things they want to do to children with no remorse, thinking that you deserve it just because some girl broke his heart when he was 13. He's sitting on the computer now at the age of 35 going off on you because you remind him of her, and he wants to wreak havoc on your life. It's funny how these troubled men are calling good men simps, but good men are the ones actually settling down, having successful marriages and families. Exactly. The good men are the ones settling down. I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't mind a simp. I would treat my simp like a queen. Okay, I'm sorry. I wouldn't mind a simp. Now, I do want a man who obviously can help correct me when I'm wrong, when I'm making mistakes. I don't want a man who's just like a yes man. He says yes to every single thing. Of course, I want a man who has some discipline and he's assertive as well, because he can also be that in the world, um, outside of me, he won't let people mess with him and mess with us. But at the same time, he doesn't have to be completely rude, disrespectful, disregard things that make me happy and bring me joy, and disregard that in order to maintain his masculinity and his manhood. Okay? Real men don't need to do that. Real men don't need to make you feel like crap in order for them to maintain their masculine frame. It just that's not how it goes. They should also track the weirdos on the violent alleys on Corn Pub. Yeah, they should. All of them. There's a lot of now I ain't been on these websites in a while. I haven't been on them for real. So I don't know what type of comments be going down on these websites. But I remember looking at some comments years ago and they were weird as I don't know what. They were very strange. Oh my god. It was weird. But let me tell you guys a story because that comment reminds me of something that just happened to me a few days ago. So I have my own business, right? I just started my own business, so I'm advertising it online, and I'm licensed in my business, and so in order to stay in compliance, I have to put my contact information out there. So I put my contact information out there for my business. But it's not that many people following me. I got like 200 followers. It's not that big. But somebody twice, this has happened. It's not happening as of right now, but over the past week, it's happened twice. They downloaded a Text Now app and would text me, faking like they're trying to buy one of my products, one of my services, or use me for one of my services or whatever. And I thought it was weird, first of all, that they were texting from a Text Now app, because what serious person is trying to become your client and is going to and is going to talk to you from a fake phone number? Like, and those who don't know what Text Now is, it's an app that you download and they give you a phone number and you can text it to whoever you want and people don't know who you are. So that was basically happening to me. So I just stopped responding the first time, and the second time the person contacted me again from the same number. And I said, leave me alone. Like, this is a fake number. This is a fraud. Stop contacting me. Like, I actually responded this time. This weirdo, I can't even like say it on YouTube, but this weirdo, he's like, do you usually have EX? I want to have EX with you. And I was like, who is this? This is like, I just said, who is this? This is weird. This is creepy. And the person is like, I have a big ding ding. He told me he has a big ding ding and he can make me feel comfortable if I want to. And I didn't respond. I stopped responding. And then he texts me again and he's all like, I'm your father. Don't you know that? I was like, what the hell? This is some wild stuff. So that just happened to me. I told you that story to tell you that there are some real creepy people here. And I feel like whoever this person is that's quite literally sexual harassing me, faking like he's trying to become a client, but it's turned into sexual harassment. Um, I think this person knows who I am. This person knows me. Like, this isn't just some random from the internet. Because why would you get a fake phone number to text me? You're probably someone that I know. You're probably someone who I have your number. So if you texted me, I would know obviously who you are. So you downloaded a fake number to text me all this weird stuff, faking like you want to go into business, but really you want to sleep with me. And you literally say that and tell me you have a big ding ding and you want to make me feel comfortable. Like, that's literally what he said verbatim. So there's a lot of creeps out here, y'all. And mind you, on my business page, I don't even post myself. I post my product and I have a headshot. That's it. That's all this creeper has to go off of to, I guess, get so turned on to text me all this weird stuff. So, this is a serious issue. Like, I told my dad about this, and he told me, that I definitely need to get a business phone and contact the police. So I'm doing all of that. But, when my dad was just talking to me in general about this, he was saying the men today are just sissies. They want to sit behind their screen, talk all this stuff, be creeps, be weirdos, be angry, aggressive, and violent. But if you see them in the street, If you see them in the mall, if you see them anywhere, they're not going to do squat. They're sissies. They're creepers. They're freaks. They're not going to do anything. And that is the real issue. I mean, y'all already know testosterone levels have gone down over the past 100 years. Okay. Sperm quality has decreased as well, globally, actually. Globally. More kids being born with all these issues. Okay, that's not because of the woman. I did a previous live when we talked about fertility stuff, and the men are having serious fertility issues today to the point where they can get a woman pregnant, but the babies are coming out with autism and coming out with behavioral issues. And I love the babies now. So, I love the babies. I ain't got no kids, but I love the babies. But that's just the truth, especially, unfortunately, to say this, the black men. Black men have the worst sperm quality because a lot of them are heavy smokers, they're heavy drinkers, and, they don't take care of themselves in general. And remember when that article came out about how black men have, or sperm banks have very low black male sperm, and the black men thought that was like, yeah, we're protecting our seed and don't let these women have our seed and blah, blah, blah. When the real reality of it is black men don't pass certain qualifications to be able to donate their sperm because you get paid for donating your sperm. So all these broke dusties out here, that's an easy thing y'all could do is go donate some sperm. You want to make some money every week, every day. I mean, you already looking at these videos for free. Why not look at a video in a doctor's office, do what you got to do in your cup, and then come out with some money? That could be an easy thing. A lot of these guys could do, but they don't qualify. They're not healthy. They don't know their medical history. They don't even go to the doctor in general to see what's going on. So they get disregarded. That's the real reason why there's a black male sperm shortage. Okay? Like all of these qualities of men that made them men have gone down. They have decreased. They're not as masculine. Testosterone levels are low. Sperm quality is low. And getting mixed up with these creepers that don't go outside, they don't go to the gym, they don't eat healthy, they don't take care of their body, can really have you as a woman messed up. For real. Jamin says, I doubt you know them. They use the fake number so they wouldn't be tracked by you later. That's possible too. I probably don't know them. It probably was a creep that just found me and wanted to be weird. But that could be true too. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but it's crazy the things that these creepy guys will do with their phone on the internet to um to like they're doing something with their life, and they're losers. Okay, let me show you guys this one TikTok. Oh wait, I think I can just. So this was a TikTok I uploaded on my page. So on my TikTok, I changed it from just being Fine Womanhood. I changed it to, I wanted to make it its own thing. So I named it Lux something. Ooh, thought I had to sneeze. I named it. Oh God. Anyway, but I named it something else other than my Fine Womanhood name because I think I kind of want to make it its own brand. Okay, I'm trying to see why isn't this popping up. But I uploaded this TikTok on my page myself, and I just want to play it for you guys. It's actually a Shira 7 clip. Because everyone's clipping her videos and posting it, so I went ahead and joined the bandwagon, child, because this was a really good point that she made. Hold on.
Okay, so y'all have to get out of this mindset that men with money are controlling or, mean or, do this. No, a broke dusty is the most dangerous thing you can find in them streets, okay? Because they have nothing to lose. So if y'all are shacking up with a dusty, let this be a tale of caution to leave them alone. Let them go back to their mother's house. Let them be homeless. They have homeless shelters out there. You don't have to be the homeless shelter for the local dusty. So, ladies, stop feeling sorry for these men. Stop thinking, oh, it's better to have some man than no man. It is not, because a lot of times they have nothing to lose, and therefore they will treat you any kind of way. And once you start doing better for yourself, or leveling up, or earning more, or doing something like that, they're going to feel intimidated and they're not going to respond well. So I hope you guys are listening. Stop hanging around dust. Stop going to dusty places where dusty people hang out, and stop entertaining that. Okay.
Okay, so that was the amazing Shira Seven. She's on TikTok a lot, but she made a really good point, and this all really does tie into the FBI coming out with this article basically saying that incels need to be watched. They really are violent and they have nothing to lose. So they're going to be violent. They're going to do all this weird stuff. They're going to talk to you crazy. They're going to put you in jeopardy. If you have kids or you have any other loved ones in jeopardy, they're not going to care because they feel very powerless. And so they need to do the most. They need to be insane so that they can feel like they're making a difference in some capacity, so that they can have a sense of some self worth. Like you would think that you could get your self worth from just pouring into yourself, working hard, achieving your goals, or sitting down to come up with some goals to achieve. But instead, these guys want to target women, target people who are weaker, and gain power from them. And that is the major difference between men and women. Women don't have this level of aggression. If we're going through things, we're not going to shoot up a school, a theater, a library. We're not going to send creepy text messages to people from fake numbers, also being aggressive and harassing people like that. I mean, a woman would have a good reason to do so. Like if you hear a woman being crazy, it's probably because her baby daddy did something. Like it's probably because something happened to her first. Women don't usually just wake up and decide I'm gonna raise havoc on a school today with my weapon. Like that's just not how women think. That's how men think, and it's because of the lack of purpose, the lack of masculinity, the lack of testosterone that is making them want to resort to these types of crazy violence, these communities that are spreading really bad messages on young, impressionable minds, where men think that this way of thinking is okay, and it's not. And the FBI, I saw a lot of guys laughing at this report that came out saying that the FBI is trying to keep them down and trying to uh, silence the male voice. And it's just like, yes, you'll be silenced if you're only talking about how people need to fail, how women need to fail, how women need to um, get what they deserve and all this other weird stuff just for them being themselves. Like no woman's really doing anything to you. Women are just doing what they want to do, and you find that offensive, you find that problematic, and you think women need to be punished. Like that's crazy. You believe someone needs to be punished for being and doing what they believe they need to do? That's weird. I mean, in my opinion, I think punishment is extremely important when someone is doing something to harm you. But if someone is not harming you, someone's not checking for you, they're just out here living their life, why do you think they need punishment for that? Like, that is some miserable stuff, for real. But, this is where we're at. Okay, we're at a dusty massacre. We're at a dusty massacre right now. We're witnessing men who don't want to do anything with themselves. with their life, and they want to target women who have a plan. They want to target women with standards, boundaries, because if you don't maintain your boundaries and your standards, ladies, these men will run them wild. It actually helps men to know that in order for them to get what they want, they have to do better. It's actually going to help society. It's going to help the economy. You got more men making more money, you got more men spending money, and it's going to help the economy. But you got men out here saying that they want to work hard, they want to get money, they don't want to get married, they don't want to have kids, they just want to have all this money, sleep with all these women, and then just pass away. Guess what? All your assets are going to be seized by the government and probably used in subsidized programs for women and children when you pass away. So, how about that? It's probably going to go back to single mom that you hate. It's probably going to go back to single mother programs. It's probably going to go back to housing for women and children. It's probably going to go back into grants offered by the government for single women to start their businesses. Like, y'all think that you can just be here, contribute nothing, and succeed, and never in human history has that happened. Not even for women. Women have always had to contribute to society to succeed. But we contribute the most valuable thing, which is life. So the rules have never been as hard for us. A lot of men get on here and say, "Oh, we have to build our value." Yes, you do. You do, as a man, have to establish why should people adhere to your authority. What are you? What can you do? What can you offer? What do you bring to the table? Because women are going to do our thing that we've been doing since the beginning of time. That still a lot of women want to do in the midst of all these crazy times we're living in. But that number is diminishing. There are a growing number of women who don't care to have kids, who don't care to ever be married. You don't care for that at all. Okay, so escape the destiny master, level up. That's the only way. Keep your standards high, keep your boundaries secure, live, create the life you want to desire. Don't wait for it to come to you, create it. Excel, learn some things about yourself, and you'll be fine. You'll get everything that you're destined to have. What's meant for you is truly going to be for you. So that's all I wanted to say in this video, guys. I actually have somewhere to be, so I didn't want to stay on here too long, but I wanted to come on live. I've been wanting to come on for a while. I'll come on live very, very soon in the next couple of days. And yeah, like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're a first time listener. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss it when I go live. And I'll talk to you ladies in the next one. Bye.